Good evening, everyone. Hello. I think you're all right who I am, so I don't have to introduce myself. But we have some really special guests here tonight. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Ambassador of the Republic of Slovenia to Australia, Her Excellency Ms. Helena Drnovšek Zorko. Superstar Ana Roš. Slovenian Club President Dinka Jarabica. And I have to give a big thank you to Anna Thompson, Event Coordinator at the South Australian Tourism Commission, for actually organising for Anna to be here for us tonight. So big thank you to you. I've been practicing your name all day so I can sort of get it Spot on. Yeah, okay. It is my absolute delight to welcome Ana Roš to Slovenian Club Adelaide, our small piece of Slovenia in the heart of the city. Ana has most willingly agreed to be with us today, taking time out from her commitments at Tasting Australia, in which she is one of the major stars. Thank you very much for your extremely kind gesture, Ana. Also, thank you to Ana for, as I said, for coordinating well and to make this event happen. Slovenian Club Adelaide this year celebrates its 60th anniversary, and your presence, Ana, is here a very major highlight that no one will forget. Everyone is extremely delighted and excited to have you here. What can one say about Ana? Extraordinary, creative, and unique in the high culinary arts that have placed you at the top of the world. What an outstanding ambassador you are for Slovenia. And now I need to tell you that Slovenian food has made its mark in Australia. Slovenians migrating to Australia post-World War II introduced kranjska klobasa, or kranjski sausage as it's called here. This sausage is so popular that you can find it on every supermarket shelf in this country. I have to thank... yeah, you'll have some tonight actually. Actually, there's one person here who's made some, right?
Yes.
Tony Bundela.
Tony,
One minute. Oh, it's just a couple of things. I'm sorry.
No, just on the okay.
Yeah. I have to thank Dinka Jarabica and the Slovenian Club Adelaide Committee for your hospitality and in making this room look absolutely magnificent. Thank you very much. And please feel comfortable and at home among us. We are Slovenians after all, so just as you would back in Slovenia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ana Roš.
You did want to take
attention. I did. Yeah. It's not about Ana Roš, nothing about me. Sorry.
No, just when Adrian mentioned the When Adrian mentioned the kranjska klobasa, my colleague Jana Grills, the most enthusiastic promoter of Slovenia, apart from Adrian, in Australia, she said that I should bring you and give you the book about kranjska klobasa. So that's why, that's the only.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And I'm so happy to be here again.
I was wondering about what to say tonight, and I was really nervous because I didn't know whether there'd be 6 people or there'd be 100. But the turnout is beautiful, and I can't thank everybody enough to be here to appreciate what we're trying to offer in Adelaide for our members and for new Slovenians who are over there. And we really wanted to make Ana feel like she's not in Slovenia, but close to, and Helena, the ambassador, which is the proper name to use, to make them feel really comfortable. And thank you so much for organising what you did today. And okay, Adrian.
No, it was her.
Okay. But what we're trying to do in the club, and I'm not going to go on about it, is I'm trying to reignite a passion for our culture. You coming along might help that, the ambassador being here, it's really important because there's some new Slovenians, recent Slovenians that have come out, and we really want to encourage a culture of being inclusive and, you know, being aware of supporting our own people from our own country. And I can't say enough about the support I get from people here and the love I get. Now, I hope that you'll all keep coming back, and we'll be watching you all the time now because you're our friend. And, we personally know you. So, look, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Your warmth, the way you're talking to people is just amazing. I can't thank you enough personally, and I'm sure everybody feels the same for that. Okay, so give a hand. Adrian, thank you. We've also got a gift from the Slovenian Club for Anna, and hopefully you can use it back in your restaurant, and you'll think of us. Okay. So this is a gift that you can take back, and hopefully remember Adelaide with fond memories, and you'll keep coming back, and you know, it'll be lovely to be connected with Slovenia through these things, and with the new people and with the older people. And thank you for walking around and talking to people. It's so warm and so loving. So thank you very much. Okay. What is inside? Well, you have to ask me. But if I open it now, maybe it doesn't go through the customs, so maybe you just simply tell me. It's safe. It's safe. Oh, so I don't. Okay. Do you want to do one? Rosemary went off gift buying today, and there's actually a few key people that were really short notice. Rosemary, Sonia, Marlon, and a few other people that have really contributed to today. So thank you so much, okay? And we've also got a gift for the ambassador. Okay. Oh, okay, do you want to, okay, there you go.
Sorry. What we wanted to do, and the idea came also from...
This is Rosemary.
Sorry, I'm the secretary of the club. Okay. The idea for the present actually came from Suana Angelakis, who's well known within our community, and we wanted something that was Australian, uniquely Australian, Australian designed, Australian made, and keeping in mind that you'll be flying back to Slovenia, has to be very lightweight, and we wanted something practical that you might use. So what we have brought you is a Fink water jug. Apparently it is the finest water jug in the world, and I know that it travels overseas because the lady I spoke to where we bought it took hers to a wedding in France. So it does travel. So we do hope that you enjoy it and get great use out of it. So something uniquely Australian, and the designer himself sadly passed away last year in a car accident, but his wife is carrying on his work. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Dober večer. How many of you speak Slovenian?
Yeah, most of us.
All of you. So let's speak in Slovenian. No. Okay, dober večer. I'll keep in English if not everyone understands. Okay. For me it's the same. You choose. You press the button. Okay. So it's a big pleasure for me to be here. It's actually not the first time in Adelaide. I'm not Adelaide virgin this time. I've been, I think, in Australia in the past 6 months 3 times. Yeah, it's oh my god. So in November I visited Perth and Margaret River. I did a food festival over there, and I took my children with me. So at that trip we visited Adelaide because there is a great restaurant in Adelaide, and there is really great wine in Adelaide Hills. And I heard someone just moved here because it looks so Mediterranean and it is so close to our philosophy, and I pretty agree with that. And then we took a car and we drove up to Melbourne through Great Ocean Road. And when we were about to check in for the flight back, my children who are age 11, they've been age 11, 13 at that time, said to the guy who was checking us in that they're not leaving, they're staying. So we've been like half an hour over there because they said we're not going on the plane, we would like to stay. They've been surfing like all the time and of course not going to school, so it's looking easier. So I came back in the beginning of April, so a month ago, and now I'm back in Adelaide. And I must say something, you picked a great land to live in. Come to Slovenia, visit us from time to time. We are going through difficult times in the last 10 years. It's not the easiest life up north. So just enjoy it here and come and give us support to go through all these crises and stories of the closed borders and so on. I think the life opportunity here is great, as I understand it. I'm living it through Australians, and I must say it's, especially in Adelaide, some really brilliant people. Maybe because it's a kind of a countryside city and it's not like Melbourne or Sydney, so posh. You find sometimes like you go out and you just get connected. Today I was like buying a ticket of the tram and everybody helped me around. So it's a kind of a little bit Slovenian feeling, why not? But don't forget your roots. It's so important. When I create and work, I try never to forget that. We come from maybe the most beautiful country on the world. It is really picturesque with all those rivers and forests and our mixed culture, which is so Central European but at the same time so diverse. So this is how the food is, this is how the wines are, and this is how we are. We are actually the whole expression of the territory where we come from. So never forget that. Teach your children Slovenian. I think it's so important. And keep our culture going. We are only 2 million, so we shouldn't disappear from this land. So just enjoy this evening. I will not be long because I have other commitments like in 45 minutes, 1 hour, but I'll taste the Kranjska klobasa, which comes from here. So. And rosemary should be rožmarin where she is. That was so beautiful, thank you. I'll open it at home. Don't take me wrong, because I'm a bad traveler. I always destroy everything, so not to ruin, it should stay packed. So, and thank you, Ambassador, for coming. I'm really honored. Thank you so much.
We don't forget the ambassador. We've actually got something for you as well. So if you'd like to collect that, it is for you to take back to Canberra and remind people in Australia that South Australia's got the best wines. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So,
well, I know I love to come to South Australia. I really like. I'm Slovenian, so I like wine. That's our culture. That's my culture in South. When I traveled, as Ana mentioned, I also traveled with my children throughout South Australia in June last year. And we realized that even at the most remote outpost, you know, the back road stations, there was an amazing list of the wines. And I said, well, that's the place that we really come and want to come and visit again. And now we established a special relationship with one of the vineyards in the McLaren Valley, and now we're ordering wine from them all the time. So we do have a special connection with South Australia, and so thank you so much for this gift. Anna, it is such a pleasure to be here.
we'll wind it up and you can all go and have something to eat. But thank you again so much for coming. Thank you for those people that have helped, you know, to midnight last night, and because it was very short notice, we didn't know what was going to happen, and we really wanted to make it special, just like if you're coming to our home. So this is Slovenian soil, and we will try to keep those connections alive and connected. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to come and see you. And, you know, again, hopefully you'll come back again and see us. So thank you very much. So now we can all go off and have something to eat. Okay.
Before everyone gets up, I would like to ask the honoured guests if they'd like to serve themselves first, to start off the proceedings, and then everyone else can follow. So you pick up, everyone knows how it works at the smorgasbord, plates and cutlery, bread, help yourselves to all the food that's on offer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course you would. No, you want.